Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
What up, what up? How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Monday. It's looking kind of bloody out there. So it's our second week over on YouTube. If you guys got a chance to catch up on 5 shows from last week, it's a lot of content in 1 week to get in it. How are you doing with keeping up with all that? You guys able to get the night shows caught up on and dealing with the morning shows? You know, you don't gotta look at them all, right? Just what's useful, I guess. Go a little black and white today. Kind of an up or down kind of deal today. Let's see. Oh yeah, I definitely need one of those charts up. Let's get one of those for you guys. How many of you guys caught the winter after dark warning to watch out on ape? You know, when he was up there in the 20s. Then they switched to the OpenSea thing to try and support the price, and then that turned into apocalypse. You guys are here. You got a good warning, and if you were in Discord, you know, we had the confirmation when they changed OpenSea around to kind of support the coin. Pretty much you should have gotten your exit strategy right there to vacate that thing, you know, beforehand. All caught up, indeed. 4 or 5, all right. Yeah, for all you new folks, definitely click the subscribe button. Make sure you check this out. We try to keep our audience on the right side of this shit. This is no pump and dump shit. This is just straight market analysis the way it's meant to be. Dodge the bullet, very good. Yeah, a lot of stuff looks shady with that whole, other side launch. Definitely playing the pump wave into it was a no-brainer trade. As far as the way they did it with that crazy gas war, people are paying over in ETH and gas just to try and, to get to the front of the line. They definitely could have done that a lot better, and they wanted the FOMO. Everything about the way they're doing it is really just kind of like, give me money. We've got the biggest brand name. There's really no seeming like class in the development of the product at all. It was just like a cash grab, like everything feels like with Bored Apes. Ultimately, from our standpoint, on the show, we talked about what we think is like the other side being supportive to metaverse properties as a whole, because the price point it fetches kind of sets the bar for every other alternative property out there. So it remains to be seen what you can do with these lots. Folks got these things, and it's pretty funny. We see some of these things that folks got here. I'll show you. One guy picked this up. Literally got the most nothing land of all. I don't know what the resources do for yet. No one really knows, right? But this guy literally got a land that's literally just a cliff. And this thing cost him like 7 ETH, Who knows what it produces, if it produces anything at all. But the FOMO they generate to be part of this nonsense, is pretty crazy. Like, no one has any idea what utility this stuff is. That's something else. Anybody see this stuff that came out on April 30th about what other side really is? These guys have a crazy video here that I thought was pretty interesting. I'm gonna play it on here because I thought it was nuts. The symbology that's like tied into Bored Ape is pretty nuts. It's a whole lot of it seems to be very much shared with neo-Nazi stuff. So I don't know how true this is, but I thought it was pretty interesting to see the thing that this guy had put together. Of course, it won't play once I have it up here. Let me get that to play and then see if I just played it a minute ago. Now it won't work. Let's see if we get this to work. Oh, I can't play that. I'm gonna get fucking hit on this show. So let's go ahead and turn that off. So at any rate, this guy puts a lot of things together that like seems to correlate with this Bored Ape brand. And I've been in crypto since 2013, and there is this nasty alt-right type of like attitude in crypto. It's really been a thing. 4chan is like dominant inside the marketplace, and everything 4chan touches is pretty much just gross, And this guy's look like a lot of what's in here did indeed come from 4chan, This was some puzzle that was hidden in a Yuga Labs puzzle. Like there's a lot of stuff here that you should probably look at to see where this brand comes from, If it ever gets known that this is really what like a whole bunch of hidden messaging is really embedded in here for like neo-Nazism and stuff like that, there's probably like somehow it seems fitting that this brand that looks kind of crazy, the racial motifs among the apes, a lot of them come directly out of 4chan. It's pretty scary. This guy put together a lot of the what the apes are and stuff like that. I thought this was fucking nuts to see, but this is directly like out of 4chan stuff. If you look at it, this has been going on. People have been talking about this for a long time too. That the Bored Ape brand really actually emerged from 4chan, and has tons of symbology here that literally ties into this Nazism all over the fucking place. So the biggest brand in fucking NFT space, it's not a surprise that it could be tied to this. It's kind of a thing. This is very, very crypto all fucking day. Any of you guys seen this? Pretty nuts, right? The article worth reading if you haven't seen this before. And apparently this guy took out this same kind of handle to kind of like jump in front of this article, trying to block this article from being visible. But they seem to be very well aware of it and not mentioning a word about it. But I thought this was something interesting to put up because we found this after the whole other side launch, and it's like, wow, this is what this brand is. I'll be about Nike all day. Pretty crazy, right? This guy did a lot of research. He put together a lot of stuff. It's not a little bit. It's definitely worth the read. Here, I'll put it in the chat for you guys. Oh, wait. Where can I put this in the chat for you all? Hold on one sec. I'll get it. It's that I just put the chat right there. So take a look at that. I don't know. I prefer what I see Clonex doing and Nike building out. I don't think I want to be anything conflated with that, if that's where that's actually in there. But it's not hard to believe. Like I said, crypto is kind of, it's been like that since I've been here. At any rate, so most of you guys dodged a bullet. We're going to take a look at some things. Market doesn't look too healthy this morning. In OnlyFans, we put a MicroStrategy cheat sheet up for you guys to kind of outline the bear flag that was present in many crypto things. Riot, blockchain already broke the fuck down. Some of the gaming coins broke down. Axis broke down. Sand has broken down. Obviously, with other side coming, and Animoca being involved in both of them. Right, other side's a superior product to what Sandbox was. Sandbox is likely run its course already, and they milked that for what it's worth, and they're going to come milk everybody inside of other side. Again, that does show you the way they do business, though, right? They're definitely about how much money can we squeeze out of this. Nike's about building a culture, which is a completely different type of marketing approach. So definitely, as the two blue chips go, I don't know if Yuga Labs has staying power with what Andreessen Horowitz is doing with that brand. They are definitely trying to squeeze every fucking dime out of that shit. So for you guys that were in OnlyFans, you guys pay attention. I actually gave you the warning right here. A-Point getting sturdy, up 55% in 4 days. Not bad. This is the final warning. We gave you a warning on the evening show, but this was pretty much the most perfectly timed warning we could give you. This was at 12:30 on the 29th, going into this thing. Discussing is going to the weekend. Release of Other Side, which is versus Metaverse project, and probably the biggest thing going on in virtual real estate this year. They have scrapped the Dutch auction and are pricing each lot at 305 A-Coin per lot. That leaves a fuck ton of supply between the selling of this branch and it's meant to say tranche, with a 2-lot limit per KYC and then a 4-lot limit in the next tranche. If you got a free roll left, congrats on your win. Or still playing into the April 30th event, just be careful, right? They definitely switched some things up to take away market support from them and put it on to the public to have them support it with the we're now on OpenSea bullshit, because Andreessen Horowitz has a relationship with OpenSea and could basically ask for that to get themselves out of the order book, right? We already saw their asses were in there with the level of volume they're pushing this shit with, all the way up. So we gave you guys a pretty good warning right here before he came down, and obviously he came the fuck down. So hopefully you guys dodge a bullet on that. We try to be precise and give you guys a warning in front of time, So we got that out in the show. We got it out here in OnlyFans. And if you pay attention, you guys caught a nice free run off of trigger. Some of you caught it from as deep as 14, and then most of you should have exit in the middle 20s. So as good as it gets, right? Surgical precision, keep y'all on the right side of even this scary ass shit, right? Everything's a pump. Just make sure you get off before it's over. You know what I mean? That whole Pizzagate thing, I thought it was crap when I heard it, but it seems like the top of the food chain everywhere, right, is somehow pedo affiliated. I don't know what the fuck. That seems to be the craziest revelation of all, but yeah. From the Epsteins and knowing all the world leaders to whatnot, somehow pedos, we had a conversation about it, and if you think about it, right, this is probably a logic you don't want to know, but who has to move more carefully? A thief, a drug dealer, or a pedophile, right? If you think about it, which one of these people will have a much worse time in prison? The most careful person is likely the pedophile, because he has the greatest risk of getting caught. Henceforth, some of your greatest planners appear to be pedophiles, because they're the most careful in their movements, because they're the biggest social pariah. So pedophiles being at the top of the food chain is a fundamental of their meticulous nature, right? In order to hide what they do, because they're at risk from everybody. So it's actually not so crazy at the top of the food chain when you realize that things like XMR were designed literally to make payments to pedophile websites. That's why it's fully untraceable. That's the real reason that coin came out. That's who is at the top of the food chain, not drug dealers, pedophiles. That's scary as shit. But anyways, moving on. Welcome to crypto, right? That rationale is hard to get around. I know, it's terrible. But we want to focus on that. Welcome to the world you live in. And then there's Putin, right? So Putin, pedophiles, take your poison. So let's see what you guys got. 827. You guys got some scorecards. I hope to see some badass scorecards since you guys should have dodged a bullet. Let's see what you got in here. I got 1, 2, looks like 3, 4 scorecards. All right, cool. Let's check out some week events. This is Fractal Owl, getting back on track. Okay, this is good to see. This is a renegade. I've had difficulties during high VIX because the entries are on very small time frames, and I always get distracted with personal issues and frequent power outages. But watching a replay of streams helped in getting back to proper mindset. Well, I'm happy to hear that shit, man. 7 hours on this. That was Harmony Dollar. Is that okay? That's something else. Ape. Very good. Everybody should have got a banger free roll on this. We had this thing documented to the hilt, so good shit to see somebody here fucking smack Ape along with everybody else. That was Axis. You got the short end Axis. Good shit. All right. I cut off family and friends recently, which are pulling me down with religion and politics. Good way to stop out on the garbage. They've done enough damage to my life. It's also election season here in a few weeks, and people are voting for someone 10x worse than Trump. That's hard to believe over there, huh? Would appreciate if you guys checked out even just a trailer of the documentary here, Put Awareness. The last part points out why many terrible people get in positions of power. For those who jump in and voice as Kaz has taught us, the nice and humble crowd are gonna get what's coming for them. Hate moves mountains, and I'm gonna maximize it to my own advantage so I can take revenge on the people who made me suffer. Okay, this last part is a no. All right, hate moves mountains if you aim it in the right place. If you aim it and your entire goal is revenge, then you have no attention for anything that's actually going to build you. So hate's how I built this whole station. I hate most everybody. Most people fuck me that ever helped out in life. But I don't aim it back at going after anybody who did. I aim it at creating something that's fucking better for anybody that's near me. Right? There's 2 things you can do with hate. You can fucking consume your ass, or you can weaponize that bitch and build an entire fucking industry. So that last part, great scorecard right till there. This will be the ultimate undoing. Most people who spend their time trying to bring me down across the last 5-6 years aren't around anymore. So, and they hate my guts. But while you work on fucking bringing another guy down or fucking with his money, you usually don't make any of your own. You don't have that much attention span. Humans can do one thing, right? They can take information in, they can put information out. We're really fucking simple animals. It's kind of black or white, just like this fucking filter, right? So if you're gonna spend your time getting your focus, cutting all the shit out of your life, just to go chase it down, you haven't really cut all the shit out of your life. So think real clear about what you got here. You got some really great results of refocusing on the show. You got some distractions out of the way, and now you're motivated. Awesome, right? Love doesn't do shit. Hate moves mountains. But use that shit wisely. Use hate wisely. It's an emotion. It'll consume your ass if you don't know how to aim it places. I'm kind of crazy, so I can actually aim that shit. But most people can't. Earnings this week. Mosaic today, Food Guys, Entertainment Guys, Six Flags, nothing huge there. Pfizer, do you want to hear what they say with subvariants and going into summer, right? The forward look is going to be going out to Christmas to see if we're going to have a fucking bad flu season with fucking new variants popping up. So what they say matters. AMD absolutely matters for supply chain. Behind fucking Apple telling you shit that's really bad in supply chains, this is your semiconductor guy, and he's going to definitely let you know. Hilton, we talked about recreation and people in the face of World War III trying to get one last hurrah. Hilton and Marriott were surprisingly strong as the market drew down. They're both coming out this week, both worth paying attention to. Marathon is in pipelines. So you want to look at these guys, these guys out with oil and energy crisis going on. These guys are going to kind of give you some kind of good guidance. So there's a lot of stuff here. Moderna, CVS. Let's get your healthcare guys. Shopify, which got rocked. Whoops. Got it. Directors on the job. So my bad. Mosaic Monday. Hilton and Marriott through the week to give you these recreational guys. Marathon and BP, energy, supply chain, and then fucking COVID. This is definitely all worth paying attention to right here. And CVS and Moderna will kind of round out that whole healthcare kind of deal. And then Croc, Shopify, and this stuff will kind of give you an idea of discretionary spending, which we know is in the shit can right now because people are broke instantaneously from inflation. So we want to keep a look on this kind of read you get mostly from AMD. They say shit that is compounds in Apple, it just gets fucking worse. And then energy guys, their forward outlook does matter. And then Mosaic, this is the one guy giving us an idea, and Nutrien, some of the stuff that's going on in foods right now. And we want to know exactly what they see at their outlook as, because with world food shortages and fertilizer issues, we're going to lean on like genetically modified foods and like anything that increases yields much more. Intrepid Potash, Mosaic, NTR, Bungie, all these guys in food and agriculture shouldn't come off your radar because that crisis and the fundamentals of it are only going to keep getting worse throughout the year, and many more people are going to come to terms with it as you get throughout the year and you get to the harvest season, and people realize the plant season didn't go according to plan, and we start to have reports of low yields. Panic will just compound onto itself, and the food and agricultural basket will be a big piece to pay attention to. So this is kind of like, as it doesn't seem as heavy as last week, not the biggest names, but there's still market moving shit in here. So definitely pay attention this week also. Thank you, Izzy. Who we got here? Catfish Bobby. I like this. How many did you put? 3? Good short. War Stories equals, just look at the charts, Kaz. 4.625. Oh, good executions, dude. All shorts, huh? Well, you got markets correcting and you played all shorts. Looks like a good deal. So for all you new folks that check out the show, make sure you check out Reddit. Reddit people lay out entries, lay out the stories, how they get here, their experiences, and all this stuff is really collected across a good long time to provide a great archive of resources for you to learn basically from start to finish what you need to do. Our videos are free on here and pegged on here, and you guys can go down to stuff and look at tons and tons of like war stories for people. It's going to pop up any second. All right, people post all kinds of things that teach you how to go about like finding your own way into the market. So I think this is really good for anybody with like next to no experience or phenomenal amounts of experience to kind of check like a lot of these logics out yourself. So make sure you take a look at war stories. Really good shit here. And we have 2 more. Major bank events, pay attention this week also. Really, really red week. All you foreign exchange guys with high volatility, this is all bad. Let's just say it. All right, you have FOMC statements. They're always a nightmare. Fed funds rate, they're already job wanting at possible 75% basis, 75 basis point raise. If it's a half to that, whatever, it's going to be looked at probably negatively, and their statement won't be very good as they continue to maintain course regardless of what Putin's doing, staying the same hawkish shit. You're going to have Bank of England at the same time this week, and then you're going to have like employment from fucking the United States and Canada. You're going to have RBA. So you have 3 central banks in the same week. Almost never a good thing for market volatility to have that, and unemployment from around the planet. So it's kind of crazy, right? It's literally like, and you've got PMI, so you've got a read in Canada on like purchase productivity. There's a lot of stuff here to move the market around any one day of the week. Like we told you guys, like limited risk in stocks, like derivatives are kind of king now. Like the gaps in stocks will fucking kill you. Going across the weekends is too dangerous. So limiting risk is kind of like the main thing. And we're going to probably try to work out getting something here to kind of talk about some basic things like, longing calls, longing puts, and limiting risk by like buying, derivatives that mean all your risk is in the derivative, not really in the price structure, which becomes nearly impossible in low resolution to survive with the gaps that we're getting out of the marketplace. As long as you're in the VIX environment we're in now, it's exceedingly difficult to be in equities. The volatility is generally too much for even intermediate, and some advanced traders. This shit will kill you. So this is a hell of a lot more news flow along with the earnings, along with what the market's doing. This is like god-awful news flow with the VIX sitting in the 30s right now. So all of this needs to be on your radar. And if you don't have to be in, this is too much to manage, don't be in. This shit can send shit all over the place. Any one central bank can say something completely fucked up. So that's lovely to see. Thanks again, Izzy, for ruining my Monday. No, I'm kidding. Last war stories here. 8:36, let's figure this out. This is who? Perky G, what up? I'd like to share 2 plays of the last few weeks, which lessons from Kaz helped me with execution. First trade is successful, and second trade could have been profitable if I had applied some of the concepts that were discussed better. First trade requires some context. This company would pay out a dividend of 9.8% that week. I realized I didn't know anything about how this works, so I did something reading on dividend and what it would mean for the price of shares. Came to the conclusion I wouldn't be able to say anything useful about how price would develop before the after-tax ex-dividend date. But if I was thinking about this stock and its dividend, probably more people were. Mental dexterity. Felt bearish and thought the chart looked bad, but knew I had to make a plan for both directions. I also decided I would not keep the trade overnight. Forcing myself to think of 2 scenarios helped me to be ready when structure formed at a significant place for a bullish scenario. Made 3 trades on one day before. One the day before, 2 on the ex-dividend date. Last one was a paper only because I had to head off for work. Less is more. My main focus was on the stock only for 2 days. This allowed me to be there at the right time, not get overwhelmed by other moves in the market. Right. Just pay attention to what you can. You have to pay attention to every stock. Just hunt the one you're fucking doing. That's a good idea. So, good looking shit. Nice plays there. Nice plays there. Some good entries. I guess in here you have a small miss or something like that. But overall, it looks pretty good. You know, you're new guy to the channel from the show, so it's good to see you putting some stuff up like that. You wrote me a book. Next trade is from OF, and it could have easily been profitable if I had managed it better or at all. The lesson for me here is that I should always have an exit plan before I enter the trade. Absolutely. Don't wait while you're in it or your emotions will fuck you up. On the chart, you see a failed trade and the second one that I partially exited. The remainder of the position I did not manage with any kind of plan. I kept it rolling. This caused me to lose some R's on the trade, and in a high VIX environment, Kaz warned us that keeping shares overnight is dangerous multiple times and that options, if you know what you're doing, are better. So closing the rest of the trade on the same day would have been the best way to manage my trade. All right, thanks, Kaz, for the valuable lessons in life, markets, and for the intel that you just keep on being crazy accurate. No matter what the market, thanks for all the energy and time you and Vicky put out, and thanks to all the people in Discord working towards the same goal. Most def, man. I like to see this progress. Really good to see you put some things down here to see where your head's at. So I definitely like that. And then our last one is, who's this? All right, who's this? What do you got? You got, it's Jans. What up? Let's start off with appreciation for this eco. For real. Kaz and Vicky, thanks for the efforts levels that are being put in. I've been here for a few months now, and I'm pretty much in the eco more than anywhere else. Enjoying it to the fullest and appreciating everyone that makes this as a whole. It's really good to hear with the market being as crazy as it is that people are, coming in new and able to get situated. I like that. After quitting my job at the start of the year, I had to figure out a way to generate cash flow. I started grinding the materials at the start of the year while brainstorming possible income streams and planning them out. In March, I had a few plans finished and started executing and working on my new business income stream. This turned out as good as since the beginning of April. I started earning as much as I earned before, but now in 20 hours a week instead of 40. Good stuff. With setting it all up and getting into a good workflow, I started being less structured in trading, as it takes good attention and energy to stay focused. Trades got less mechanical and too much low time frame fuckery. Ended up losing a few trades back to back, decided just to pause trading, focus on getting the workflow of the new cash flow intact, and then getting back executing trades again. I kept myself into the habits of trading, just not executing when I didn't have the mental capacity. So I stick to the studying materials, watch markets, being in voice, and staying active in eco. And when I got everything sorted and got the overview again, I executed a good trade that made up for the losses I described earlier. Well, that's good shit. I saw a big ass bull flag on Crow USDT that was heading to a key level, waited for a structure under that key level, and entered after the same structure also happened on lower time frames. A bear flag that crossed the mid level on that flag, adding both high time for low flags pictured. Good shit. See, what an incredible thought process he wrote out, right? He played for a bull flag that turned into an absolute bear apocalypse, and he had a plan for going when it turned into a bear, right? He said it was a bull flag, but it didn't really bull and rotate, so he played the short. And that's the only way you can look at markets, right? Black and white, up and down. That's why we call this show Lights Out, because that's all you're going to deal with today, right? Is up and down in the trenches. We're either going to play, the dildo rule, down or up, maybe both. So I like this. I like the detail of this, but the reality is that's all you have, right? Is up or down. So very nice play underneath your main support. Pretty simplistic bear flag. You got a killer drop. Good shit. Good scorecards, guys. Good reflections. I like you guys sharing those. Hopefully it's helping everybody else out that's a little bit more new to the show. So, good shit. Let's get this neo-Nazi shit off my shit. And all you close. And what do you guys think? Good scorecards? I think those are good scorecards. Look, some more of our fucking Twitch viewers look like they found us over here. Hopefully all you guys get over here soon. I don't know where half of our audience is, man. We totally left the show up there to say we're gone, and they're still over there. We go over there and find people that are still live on the station, right now, right this second, that totally don't know it's over here. I don't know how, since the last show says we're over here. But I'm sure they'll figure it out momentarily. So good stuff. We're gonna look at macro here. Probably a little detail. Markets look kind of dangerous, so let's go ahead and start with that so we have enough time to cover it. So got here crypto heat map. Go look at some things crypto. Let's look at coming into the morning right now. 4 hours. So some bouncy stuff here. This was red pre-market. This is good to see. Let's see if stocks where they were. This is them last Friday. Let's check pre-market right now. This is pretty cool. If you guys didn't know you could do this, this is probably a good place to start to get an idea of what's moving where. So I like this. Even TD Ameritrade doesn't do the pre-market one, but you can get an idea what sector's kind of like getting its movement, right? We don't want to see, this is the biggest stock in the world. And he's a little weak, but nothing's like catastrophically weak. So it's not like stuff's gapping down. Energy's weak because oil's down a good bit, right? And then we have some retail that's a little weak. Tesla being weak is definitely not good for discretionaries or anything in his space. Definitely mean that. So red across the world, but not like jet red where things look like they're floored. Things are down a little bit, but that's still not good because we know we have a pretty high VIX going on. So this is the chart that we had done on the show last year. If you guys remember this thing's scary because it's missing some things that I turned off to make it easier to look at. So if you turn them back on, right, they look real bad. So let's turn them back on. This was the projections from last year. I'm sure I'm missing a couple more. Where's the upper blue one? There was a big old, frost struck U. And there's a blue one that's missing off this thing. Pretty sure. I might have accidentally deleted them, huh? Where'd you go? Anchor text? Shoot. I must have deleted them. So he was a fractal of the old crash cycle, right? We looked at, oh wait, this isn't the one I did this for. This is just looking at the structure of the actual crash cycle. This isn't the guy for the projection, was it? Yeah, this purple thing, no, not him. Where did we put that guy? Maybe he's over here. Yeah, he's this guy. This guy, my bad. This is the original guy. So we did this guy quite a while ago, right? Using the same chart. It's a little messy, but we looked at the crash cycle of the internet era, and we had forecasted this back last, I think like a year or so ago, on one of the specials that we have. And we looked at this trajectory and then the blow-off trajectory of a climax structure, all right, and we put it against this trajectory and the blow-off structure. We had actually projected this blue bubble. We didn't know how far it would go when it happened, but it did arc into that same trajectory, and now this is the NASDAQ, right? He is definitely emulating the crash cycle fractal on a larger scale, which is what normally happens, right? The wave can become bigger or diminish, but it's just crash cycles into crash cycles. So now we're dealing with this situation where growth stocks look like that, and we've got Kathy on the other side who looks like this, right? So we showed you big penis last week, and she's very much right. Here was the projection we were at before. She can definitely bar down into some deep shit. So now she's continued the wave we said, and she's likely fucking somewhere in this, right? So she's barring down. She's heading to depression. While she's sipping fucking daiquiris in the Bahamas, motherfuckers are losing their fucking life savings in her fund. So she was down 40% at that point. She can go down another 40%. If she mirrors a crash, she can actually drop another 40 from where she was at. And this is what's going to take to blow out these fucking jackass fund managers that are living off the fees of the people they're killing. How is this lady doing better than the average retail investor? Somebody tell me. Every idiot could do this to themselves, can't they? Did you need to pay her a fucking fee for her to fuck you in the ass with her big old ass dick? Really? With no Vaseline? She hasn't even got the common courtesy to lube that shit up. She just rams it in there. Over and over and over and over. Grandparents can get some too. Everybody's getting dick. Kathy's got dick for days. So this is all the world's getting, right? Big old fucking cock from Kathy Big Penis. It's crazy, right? And so I don't know how this woman can escape the fact that your fund, based on your decisions and active management, looks like if a fucking idiot fell asleep in the NASDAQ 20 years ago. What exactly did you do with active management that generated that shit in the middle of a fucking crash of these shits, right? She's literally holding all of this shit, right? Things like this. She's holding PayPal. She balls it into Teladoc. You tell me this woman knows what uptrend and downtrend is doing this. Are you catching the knife with like fucking tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars of other people's money? There's nothing intelligent this woman is doing. She's just fucking wrong and has a license to say that she, well, might not be. She's an idiot. Let's just call it that. She's just fucking stupid and a really popular stupid person. But she's still fucking stupid. Clip that, send it to her. Stop fucking people in the ass with your big old dick, Kathy. Clip that too. Send that piece. Alright, so that's Kathy's big old ass dick. And now we'll talk about markets because nobody wants to talk about her dick all day. So we're going to go look up our boy Goku. I'm about to freak out. Like, where the heck is, this is not the right chart. This is the wrong Winternomics TV chart. I'm going to shit myself. This is the right Winternomics TV chart. Holy fuck. I was like, where are my levels at? This is our awesome Tesla chart you guys had in OnlyFans. You had the nice arc on the bull flag. He's stuck right now. Definitely want to see him pulling back, right? Crypto things related. Him weak is not good for crypto. We're going to pull back SPY chart. So our SPY chart, first things first, right? Let's check out where we're at. So we made this projection for you guys where we're at last week. And this is your danger. He gets down into this range, a shockwave here, and a break below level, just like Jan showed you, right? Equals fucking death. So we want to watch this because this is Ragnarok. This is where the world gets humbled per Goku, aka Ragnarok. The world is going to get its balls chopped off. VIX fucking 35 right here is pretty much accurate. So remember the bull flag we drew in last week's show on Goku's level? Because it's him. He's everywhere. He's fucking us all. Pretty accurate bull flag, right? Big danger was this thing rotates up and you de-risk. We're up. This is fucking scary, right? If he makes this pattern, we told you this flag structure was a projection for this de-risk. This happens, you pay a fucking attention, because if he blows through 35, which is a trigger we've got right here, you're into this zone, and this is like 9/11 territory. This is like Armageddon shit. So, pretty good read on this. De-risking events still happening. Kathy's fucking blowing down in that fucking fractal crash cycle. Nothing looks good. MicroStrategy was our fractal to watch. For crypto, perfect. So if you guys pay attention to OnlyFans, you had this guy too. Right? You guys have paid attention to your OnlyFans, I hope. So all this stuff we put out for you guys, right? Your arc drop, which was really the short squeeze that we just got to pay attention to risk assets blowing off again. Your disaster basket, and then we gave you somewhere down here. It's in this bitch. I'm telling you. Where the fuck is he? Didn't I put arc in here? I mean, MicroStrategy. I put him in here somewhere. Did I not put this guy in here? Just not, there he is. The son of a bitch. So we were watching this from March, right? Pay attention to this bear flag form out. And this is just the situation we're in. Like with Putin, growth assets are just not it. So we wanted to put a warning out from a while. And for some people, like, you know, a lot of folks in the OnlyFans get caught up in like, do I use this today? And if I don't use it today, I guess fuck it. Some of this stuff's more macro than your fucking degenerate traders used to, but it's accurate. So we want you to pay attention to these things because we put it there for a reason. I only see people get fucked up later and says, oh, I forgot about that. If you're in there, take the levels and fucking copy them. Set alerts. Make sure you're aware of it when it comes back around. There's a reason we stick it in here and have this archive that comes out to be so fantastically accurate is because I put it there for you. I know what this shit's going to do. You don't. So I'm putting it where you can use it, but you got to copy it and use it and put some alerts on it. Make sure you're aware of this thing, right? So we oscillated and tracked this entire structure for a month. And now here we are, right? It's starting to fucking break down. So we analyzed the last bear flag on one of the shows up here. And we showed you he's structurally identical to this motherfucker, right? And so this is big, big danger. We stay under here and keep going down. He probably pulls everyone the fuck down with him, right? There's Riot, who we told you to watch out for. What the fuck, Riot? Wake up. And Riot's already led it. So we're watching Riot. He's already leading it. MicroStrategy, really? You guys know Sailor's fucking average price is like right fucking here, right? He's like 38.8. He's not like deep in the money. He's literally about to head into margin call territory any fucking second. So there's big danger in here, clearly across the market. We told you guys before, if you're heavy in NFT projects, those fuckers are liquid. Definitely, if you understand it, you want to put yourself into hedge your NFTs. If you can't liquidate those things because you're illiquid and you're worrying about this pullback and you're long-term in some of the projects, right? Just like major funds, they don't sell the S&P every time the market shits. They hedge with something that has inverse correlation and gives them downside risk, like the VIX. For you guys in here, right, the market's going to break down. MicroStrategies, Riots, fucking ETH, BTC, any of these guys could weaken in a correlated fashion with this shit is where you look for a hedge on this stuff. And stay with the liquid stuff, you know, you don't have to go and find any micro shit. This is like right in your fucking face. It's the whole planet's doing this stuff right now. So we look at this guy as a proxy to crypto. And so we could take total and put him over at total too and put him over top of this, right? And that's not good, right? Where he starts to lead off a cliff, this is literally crypto. And crypto, whatever you feel, it's still fucking, underneath it all. Oh, geez. It's, the NFT market sits on ETH. You can't ignore that, right? We have to look at this. This thing keeps hauling down. It doesn't rotate. This, what looks like a bull flag, draws off a cliff and chases this off a bridge with it. So MicroStrategy is definitely like, the last guy holding out in this place. But all these motherfuckers are in deep fucking shit right now. So pay attention to this, guys. There's a lot of people that just literally are complacent in the face of what the world is going through, what the central banks are doing, what the geopolitical situations are. There's just not a lot of risk assumption in this world. And albeit that we're in a pretty all-cash market, a liquidity crunch is a liquidity crunch. It'll suck money out of all things. So keep this in mind, right? And have a plan in case the worst happens if you guys are balls deep in crypto and NFTs and cannot liquidate and cannot deal with a fucking downside move that looks like, it's on its way here. If this fills out and chases Kathy, we have fucking problems. And that's probably a good thing to put over this, right? Let's look at Kathy. We know she's a fucking big ass penis, so let's see what she looks like on top of this. Right? You guys get it now? It's not sort of dangerous. That's Kathy. It's only fucking dangerous. The cycle that you're in for growth right now, and that the Federal Reserve is basically unwinding, it's across the board. It's crypto, it's everything that benefited from low rates and a forward growth picture. In stagflation, the picture changes. So that being said, you got your warnings there on that. Let's check DXY. Strong DXY equals fucking further headwinds to risk assets, and he's fucking strong. So we told you to pay attention to this guy all this way since we bought him and came up. And we've been tracking him the whole way. He sits now at the top of a fucking 7-year macro shockwave. He leaves this shit, and when he's in the market phase, just like here, right? This is one of the things I had shown crypto when I came into the game in 2014. Is that, let me pull my website up real quick. Right, I tried to educate people about it. When you have a DXY macro shockwave markup like that, it is dangerous for everything else on the fucking planet. Let me explain just how fucking dangerous it is, because people don't get this because it doesn't happen very often. When I came to crypto 2014, I tried to help people understand it here. The September 2014, when I tried to warn crypto, you're about to get fucking wrecked, right? They were calling me an idiot because the US dollar is garbage. But if you don't understand how the dollar works, if he's the denomination of everything on the fucking planet, you will get fucked in your ass royally. So I tried to make this point a long time ago. It's still valid, right? Dollar low. If the dollar pumps, everything else you're in is going to fucking destroy you. I tried this like fucking 8 years ago. Those morons couldn't hear it. So, again, just like the last time I told you a dollar was in bull market, people thought I was insane. Don't believe it. If it happens, right, you're going to be wrecked. If you wonder why no one in my trading group is calling bottoms in BTC, it's because we understand capital markets and their relationships. I can tell you it's not understood in crypto or that widely in general. If you are getting advice that doesn't cover this at all, you should really rethink the sources in your technical analysis. No, not everyone that says they understand TA understands TA. Be careful out there, right? This is a warning 8 years ago. This is still true right fucking now. Most people are just fucking shillers and assholes in CT. They don't know fucking dick. And you can see it as they get fucking all wound up on the same side of everything. Right? Extreme correlations across multiple assets. This is 8 years old. This will work today. High correlations, high VIX environment, right? Same fucking situation. Extreme correlations across multiple asset classes indicates that this is a broad-based dollar move you should be paying attention to, not myopically focused on the one asset you love so dearly, NFTs, crypto, whatever the fuck, because that will make you miss the big picture and probably get crushed bottom fishing, a trend you should be or should have been selling. The trend is your friend, don't fight it. Bitcoin, BTC, like all other assets, are interlinked with global asset matrix we call the capital markets. A powerful USD must be respected across all asset classes. For now, the USD is in rally mode. Longs versus USD in any asset class is very dangerous and not recommended. Global currencies, oil, precious metals, everything's stalled. As the dollar's got up to the top, right, every single asset class is literally stalled. It doesn't matter. If your denominator is USD, then buying the numerator is going to be a very bad idea, okay? Don't listen to the BS about whatever the fuck this was back in those days. If you read the news, they will give you an independent reason for all of them, and not one will ever get what the fuck is going on like always. They're all moving together for a much simpler reason, right? Denomination shit. Simple fraction shit. But this is a very key thing, right? You're in a very, very macro fucking movement that will fucking kill you if you don't zoom out and pay attention to what the fuck is happening. I know I'm talking a lot and I can't read a lot of stuff, but this is pretty important shit for you guys to get context today. So that's a lot. It's 8:57. I think that covered macro pretty in depth. Did we get BTC up there? You guys see what it looked like? You know, we'd have to cover crypto at that level. I think right now, look at Apes pullback. We got that down. We see PTCs overlaid. Looks like fucking MicroStrategy. Looks like ARK. So we have a high degree of correlation in risk assets. Whether you think crypto is deflation or not, it's a risk asset. They all look alike. DXY at highs must be paid attention to. And VIX sitting fucking just outside of the 37 to 44 channel, which is all of our Armageddon in the country. Can't take your eyes off it either, right? So on drop downs today, you can have a gap rally based on the dildo rule. Things are excessive. You may gap down and actually fucking fire down real deep first before the recovery can happen, or you just sell off and the VIX keeps on pumping, right? If you don't come back across the open on the upside, you don't fuck with a long side bias at all. Don't try to catch VIX spikes. It will fuck you up. If the market recovers the open and sets up above there, and like a squeeze, you play north of the open on days like this. Otherwise, you're going to get fucked up trying to bottom fish this shit. It will move fast enough and be liquid enough to fucking rape you. So, you know, don't fight it. And it's a dangerous market. 35 VIX is fucking dangerous. Okay. That being said, let's get to... something we put together for you guys. Before we go cover your symbols, I want you guys to check this out. Here? We put together some playlists for you guys. So this is our station. And we organize some things to make life simple for you, because lots of us can't find things across the span of time we've done this. We've got 300 plus shows. So we put together some stuff. The Nomics starter pack is from Reddit. If you don't understand our concepts and the way we talk about shit, you go watch these guys. They will help you understand like a lot of the concepts we talk about, sentiments, tying news, is fundamental to the behavior of people reading the news, not just reading the news to read the news sake, understanding price structure, understanding risk, understanding like shockwaves, and understand the simplicity that we apply to market analysis. These shows give you a pretty well-rounded feel for it. And Winter Solstice Special is like a holiday special. It means I stick ass loads of shit. If it says special, it means it's special. Get it? So there's tons of shit in there that are really good to help you guys get going. Metaverse things for people who are like been paying attention to this stuff. Really huge to pay attention to this. This is a cash cycle last November with Gerber, DCL Blogger. This was a huge show before Clonex started moving and Bored Apes really took off. There was a whole lot of things. I mean, Bored Apes was expensive already, but a lot of stuff in here would put you in front of a lot of waves. Many Men is our January special where we go over virtual real estate. I think, you know, this is that's not there. Virtual real estate. This is where we talked about this show. This is when fucking pods were like fucking 0.5 ETHs. You know, something ridiculous. Before people see the brand strategy emerge that we discussed in our most recent show, which was Winter After Dark. We went over most recently in detail Artifact and Nike strategy. So talking about Decentraland, renting properties, different utilities for metaverse properties versus living in a property in the real world. All that's covered in here and in pretty good details. Some of these shows obviously cover lots of other things, but these are pretty metaverse-centric shows out of the ones we've done so far. So for anybody looking to find easier to get through the shows, we tried to like organize this last night to make it easy for you to find it. Anybody wants to watch like who the fuck we are. I mean, this is history of where we were in the markets, helping to support BTC in 2015 through 17 and lay the foundations of what you guys now think is a massive entity boom that came from nowhere. This is a lot of good stuff that goes back to the days Bitcoin 300 and some of the stuff that we did in the marketplace, you know, more than half a decade ago. Or Black Orders. This covers the pandemic, food, hunger, all of the shit that was going on right now. This is pretty huge to watch. You can see basically we talk about antigenic drift and what the mutations would become that we're now dealing with, that we're never going to stop dealing with. These gave great context to the world you're in now, heading into the 2020s with the situation that we're dealing with Putin and a pandemic that has never left us, and now a burgeoning food crisis and the weapon of food that Putin is using. All of that's covered here. So if you guys want to get educated about everything else, it just takes some time, but this is probably the most concise content, timely content that's been put out there by any analyst on the planet. And of course, for all you guys that just want to fucking figure out how to do things easy, we gave you some like really basic videos on showing you how to play levels. These are great animations. And these guys will show you like really simplistic things on playing levels, right? So all kinds of good stuff for you guys. Right, all kinds of cool stuff here for your utility, and now it's organized in the way you can get to it. So hopefully this helps some people out who are like trying to figure out where to get started. We have all kinds of shit. If you go through the specials and starter pack, You go through this guy, you'll kind of get it, and you go through Reddit, you're going to have a lot of intel to help you start figuring out how to make your own plans, how to have an exit in mind before you touch anything, how to define risk before you get there, where does it make sense to play. All of that's covered within this stuff. And then if you want to have some fun, go watch Winter After Dark. There's some badass shit there too, but it's just cool. All right, so everybody got all that. I guess right now, let me get what symbols you guys got last, and I'm gonna try to get as many as I can before I fucking dip. Shout out to Peace Outside, everybody threw some chips at the show. We always appreciate you guys supporting the show. Not many symbols, that makes life easy. Yo, was that pretty loud? I thought so. My bad. So yeah, check out that stuff. You know, with 5 shows a week and all that content, pace yourself. You don't gotta kill yourself and watch them all. And for anybody that doesn't know the dildo rules, you have to catch the show for that. I can't go over it today. But if you're in Discord, we have a nice little comic for what the double dicky do rule is, and you can check it out in the Anon's channel. So if anybody's not in there, hit the link to Discord that's under this show, and make sure you like this station and subscribe. And let me get your symbols, and we're gonna be out. So Kane, ATVI, Tesla. Let's see. We'll use this chart. Kane. Oh, you motherfuckers with the sugar thing again. God fucking damn it. I have a funny feeling who asked for this. So Kane, we're just looking at sugar. All things inflating like a motherfucker. We talked about the big bull flags that are on, you know, all the way back to 2008. Let's get this guy up on big res. I think we got him on something else, right? Don't we got sugar? This is a better sugar contract. That's sugar. That's a shitty sugar contract. So we already did this, right? We talked about fucking MRO, all these big motherfuckers on high time frame bull flags, right? It's not different, right? Sugar, oil, everything is tied to the exact same bull structure we're dealing with right now. Like, you know, all food stuffs look like this. We were seeing wheat, nickel, and stuff go fucking crazy. ZS1. Soybeans, right? Everything looks like the same bull flag, just going crazy. And if you haven't paid attention to soybeans, oh my God, right? Pay attention to soybeans. So food shit ain't done, right? If you look at agriculture, we track it through Moo, right? Food's fucking crazy. All these food guys look bonkers. They all look like the same mega shockwave. It's definitely a broad-based move. So sugar, I would keep on the radar just as much as anything else. ATVI, Activision. Is that what you just asked me? Activision? Activision, Tesla, ADJPY. Activision, Tesla, ADJPY. Okay, so from what I know, I think Microsoft is acquiring Activision, and so kind of that guy's going to track along with what's going on in the market, but as Microsoft moves around as part of it's a share deal, his stock is going to track with what Microsoft's doing. So this guy's kind of vulnerable to that. I wouldn't tell you to play any stock that's locked up in a potential acquisition right now. That's just deadly if the deal falls apart, but this guy's basically just tracking Microsoft. So with that said, you know, I'm going to skip that guy. Tesla. We already had the play on the show. Post-market. How many of you guys got the post-credit scene play? Come on, come on. How many of you guys got the post-credit fucking Tesla play that we called? And the exit for that guy. How sick was that? You guys who caught that Tesla play? We put him over here, right? Post-credit, exit, Red Army. That was actually our play. Do you know how hard it was to get 7 minutes from the show ending to get myself into this? I actually took a couple, just so you guys know. Everybody hits them all, right? Got one right, got one wrong, got one wrong again, and then killed it. That's what R&R is about. You're going to fuck up. Just make sure the winner's big enough to beat all the fucking bad ones, right? So this was the play, and I'm putting it out there. And then once I saw that, cut to a free roll warning at that time of morning. And then that cut to free roll warning was basically with TA we have from the show. You guys should have this because I think this is on the show, these levels. We gave a warning for the entire community, and the community got out of the way. Very nicely done. So we had a really awesome community play, as long as you pay attention to the show. And sometimes, yeah, I'll stick some crazy shit right at the end of it. So if you check out early, you're probably going to fuck yourself. Don't do that. So Tesla, caught that really cool play with everybody. Now we're back under the trigger. The same one we said was a really good idea to play off of. This is equally the same for the downside. He can fucking fall like a stone. If he stays under here, he can get crushed. So if the market continues to de-risk, this is dangerous. If he rotates strength again, same trigger applies, right? He's so close to that, he's probably worth waiting to get back up there and see if he gets back on top of the system. But right now with ARK doing what it's doing, and this guy in correlation to that, and crypto, caution advised at VIX 35, right? It's not a healthy environment. What was the other one? AUD JPY. So we had this guy marked out for you guys on the show a while ago. Structure here, look, congestion. Possible that he might flag under, break up and flag under, and then come out. He just barred straight the fuck out. So whether he sustains out here, it's kind of steep that way. USD JPY, probably want to check that, right? Good old fucking Leon's level. Absolute money still. Fucking destroying shit. Seeker has been riding this fucking train. That guy is the better of the two, right? I think you look at it, AUD is facing headwinds because the dollar is stronger than AUD. CAD is probably better because he's commodity backed, but still it's really a freight train on the dollar. So unless the dollar takes a breather and yen stays weak, I think, you know, the real train is actually happening in this and not the AUD JPY, and that's really extended. You probably want to counter structure something a little bit bigger before you try and chase some shit that looks like this. This is just in motion. So it's this entire flag markup, and it's heavier in the dollar yen than it is over here. So he's trying it, but the dollar's stronger. So it's just a weak, muted version. It's just, it's not the best of breed against the yen. And then what did you ask last? Where'd it go? AUD Luxfer? Are you guys back on Luxfer? Let's see. I haven't put up Luxfer in a little bit. So we talk about in a recent show. So let's see. Luxfer. Well, we have Ape. That's done. So the next, if the Ape's going to bounce at all, it's back to this trigger that we talked about in the show back here. So this is only two triggers I think he'd give a fuck about. If he holds this bitch, he can correct across this thing, and he can come back. Like, he's likely not totally dead, but in the here and now, I think he's probably not your best thing to go chasing around. He probably gets a dick off a good period of time. He could take a flag that big before he structures out rounds out again. I don't think he's like something you got to chase right now. Again, right, every ape holder got 100,000 apes, and they couldn't use 600 of them plus whatever for gas. They got 99,000 fucking ape coins they know what to do with. That's a lot of fucking supply while you wait. So that's why we said it was probably pretty dangerous, and we gave that warning in OnlyFans, and we gave a warning in Discord as we got more intel about that. It's a lot of supply, not a lot of reason to fucking sit there and support the price right now. So I don't think this is your best guy to fuck with. If you got the bang for your buck, like, don't keep chasing that guy. Move on to something that's got a better prospect. This motherfucker up 20%. What's he doing? So last show you guys asked me, he was up here at the trigger. This is a trigger that Mooncat gave warnings for him to break down. He reached back to the trigger and he failed again. This is the trigger you care about. Up above this, playable. Under here, ugly, right? I wouldn't touch it down here. The one thing that gives him a bullish setup is he's pull this move off. If he sits and he supports this, right, then he's got a waveform like so, like so, like so. He can be an uptrend from here. He just needs to not go take out that low down there. So that is possibly a higher low for this waveform to give us something that puts him out like so. If he goes back to the trigger, I'd be interested. But till he does that shit, or let's give him something that's not ugly as fuck, I would, you know, he gets above here and does something up there, could be interesting. And maybe he looks for a team, finally stop fucking stealing every damn dime out of the fucking goddamn ETH wallet, WETH wallet, right? So that's it. What am I at? 910, not bad. Got everything in there. I think that was okay. What do you guys think? Get it all, got it all. Everybody on point, everybody knows what's up. Pay attention to your NFTs, pay attention to these markets. Did have a page here that was worth you guys pay attention to. This is a good page for you guys. Some people ask me online, how do you chart NFTs? This is a good page for it. These guys offer some stuff. And here you can see the massive damage since fucking other side went out, right? Like, it's actually crazy. And they've got other, oh cool, they've got other deed on here. Since everybody saw this properties have no fucking resources, awesome, right? So, oh, that's Doodles. What the hell? That was a bit to hit. Other deed. Let's see what this guy looks like. I'm curious. Oh my God. Other deed. So everybody holding it, the holders, well, people are buying it, so that much is a good thing. Bored Ape took a fucking right in the fucking face. Looks like Kathy dropped a big ass dick right into this fucking coin, right? Into this NFT project. So coming off all-time highs, back to support. You know, CFE structures out there. Ape coins heading towards the support. They probably have some degree of correlation, but not too much. I'd probably watch other deeds with it and see where he finds support coming back from where he's pumped up to. And, you know, for any of you guys that chase that thing down, you might even catch them at a discount from where the min happened. You know, people fucking get too panic stricken in a liquidity crunch. But lots of cool stuff in here that you guys can graph. And so this is probably the best spot, you know, you can get stuff. If you can't do it here, you can do it with this guy. This guy's kind of like doesn't have as many on it, but he does have quite a few. And so you see the bounces happening. These are bounces happening because Bored Ape sucked the fucking like life out of the entire market. Ever since they've seen a whole lot of projects bounce back, and this is a counter trade to the capital flight that's now running away from this whole other side launch. So some stuff worth paying attention to. This stuff looks surprisingly more healthy than the shit we see going on in equities. Equities look fucking deadly. And keeping in mind that if the sucking sound gets too great in equities, it will suck fucking capital out of everything, especially in all cash markets. If things get too bad, so watch VIX where he is. We told you guys to pay attention to your DX, your USDT basket that they have on TradingView, and we have here on the show. I forgot to point it out. Right, this thing. If we get up there, guys, remember this is de-risk territory for crypto. So we're at trigger for that. Don't take this off. I don't want to see half my station's viewers get blown to fucking pieces. So keep all these things in context. You get up here, you don't catch shit, right? This is just Dangerville and possibly needing to hedge shit that you're stuck in or get out of shit. So pay attention to this guy. He's a really simple line in the sand. You have a sheet for him in OnlyFans also. Pay attention to BTC, right? These things look pretty scary. They'll look better if we could rotate ankles on bigger reses. And this is about as much context I can give you. So hopefully everybody's got this. Review this show. I put a lot of detail here for you guys to copy down. Don't just watch the show and don't do anything with it. Like, pay a fucking attention. This is the kind of shit, if it goes real moon and VIX, a good portion of who is here watching the show won't be part of trading the markets anymore. It'll knock you completely out of the game. So this is serious shit. Pay attention where the market's at. It's no fucking joke right now. This is fucking death to retail. When you go up in these levels, there are people who are not part of the market anymore once you see these fucking things happen. All right, so for any newish people, review the stuff that we put out. We organize things in YouTube to help you guys go through them faster. And we put some stuff to help you direct you, inside of the Discord. So please make use of it. This isn't something you can wait on. This is a real serious situation. If it can get a lot more serious sooner. All right, y'all. So don't mean to give you the down note at the end. You guys got 15 minutes. Go prep. Make sure you don't die. Make sure I see you motherfuckers back here on Wednesday. All right. Catch you on the flip. Peace.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome